If you thought Concord was woke, lame, stupid, and degenerate, you have not seen Dustborn. My god, the terror.
Hey, what's up guys, Rip here. So over the past couple of days since its release on the 19th, a lot of people have been talking about Black Myth Wukong. However, don't let the success of this game distract you from the fact that just one day later, another very impressive game was released. I'm of course talking about Game of the Year potential here, Dustborn. So a lot of people have been talking about this, including...
If you have not seen the trailer for Dustborn, save your sanity. Don't. It is the most woke thing I have seen in a couple of years at this point. And thankfully it's gonna fail harder than Hillary Clinton.
Some reviewers at IGN who gave this a 7 out of 10 rating. Think about that. Just 1 point lower than Black Myth Wukong's 8 out of
Damn right, IGN. They know what's up.
10 rating from IGN. So it must be a pretty good game, right? Well, no.
By the way, oh, you couldn't see it. Wait a minute. You know, this perfectly encompasses everything. There you go. You're racist. That if you don't like this game, you're racist.
Game, right? Well, no.
Obviously.
There's a reason why this game has gotten the label the woke.
Ugly black chicks, fat white chicks, neurodivergent, autistic, ugly chicks, small backpacks, looking like children. It is a true nightmare, okay? Listen. It is a true nightmare. Pull my finger. This is the... Oh, save your soul, honestly.
Focused game ever, and I have to agree with that label, and quite predictably, with a title like that, it completely flopped. Dead on arrival, terrible release, and before we talk about the details of this game, I just want to make a little editorial note here. I have never seen a game with a digital footprint that is as cooked as Dustborn, okay? You go to any social media platform right now and they're making fun of this game. I feel like if you went to MySpace, you would see people making fun of Dustborn right now. So what is this game? Well, here is the description on Steam. Dustborn is a single-player, story-driven action-adventure game about hope, love, friendships, robots, and the power of words.
Yup, that's exactly everything I hate in my games. Very cool, Dustborn. 10 out of 10.
Play packs, exile, con artist, anomal with the ability to weaponize language. Looking for a new life.
Weaponized language, bro. You know she's gonna call you the R-word, okay? Racist. Oh man, it's gonna be insane.
And a way out, PAX has been hired to transport an important package from Pacifica to Nova Scotia across the justice-controlled American Republic. Sounds like a legit reason for a road trip, right? So basically they go on, yada yada yada.
God, I hate these descriptions of these woke games where they describe something and then they act like you're supposed to know what this means. I have no idea what this means. All I can tell is that justice-controlled American Republic sounds very awfully like probably some kind of fascistic thing or whatever. It's gonna be great. Bash the Fash, Hassan, best streamer ever. It's gonna be wild, okay?
And they say you're playing the role of a group of punks who are fighting back against the tyrannical American...
Against weight loss, clearly, judging by this character right there. Okay, listen. It may not look like it, may not sound like it, but I care about the environment. And I think we should put limits on existences like this because the ground also feels pain when they walk.
Regime, and you're fighting them with words because that's super punk rock and awesome and cool. But anyways, you see this section here about weaponizing language, and boy howdy were they not misleading you with that. It is the main feature they're trying to sell you on with this game. So here the section underneath says...
By the way, if that doesn't sound bad enough already, they sing songs. Yes, there's gonna be song singing in this game. I hope you're ready.
Power of words. Words have power, like actual power. Fight with shouts and use Vox in conversations to manipulate people and talk your way out of hairy situations. Whoa. Craft new words and learn to wield a
Okay, listen, this is roughly how it's gonna go. Halt! Show us registration and ID because we require this. And your response is going to be, that is oppressive, racist, fascist, you Trump-supporting Yahoo, get an education. There you go. There you go. And they're like, oh, I understand error of my ways. Oh, it's... Oh, boy.
A lingual arsenal against enemies and friends. Ooh, is that a little foreshadowing to the story here? Keeping me on the edge of my seat here. But anyways, yeah, this is a real feature in this game, and this is really what
I would be disappointed if it was not.
happens when you're terminally online and don't have real problems. You end up with something like this. But there's two things they promote this game with, right? They have the description, then they show this, and then the only other thing they show you is a diverse cast of characters. So basically, that's all they have to bring to the table.
I love it. Look at this. Here we have empowered lesbian, empowered black lesbian, empowered food black hole, Roomba, because obviously another one, but this one's bi, obviously, and this one's probably gay also. And here we have the, can't really tell if this was supposed to maybe be a white man, but that's too racist, so kind of make him black, and he's probably gay and dies in the first seconds. Okay, he's probably not gonna die in the first seconds, but, you know, point being.
That there's words being used as weapons and a diverse cast of characters. Like, that's great. But anyways, who made this, right? Who is behind this? Well, it is a Norwegian indie studio named Red Thread Games. Now, what is their motivation for creating Dustborn? Well,
I'm gonna have to go with weaken the social fabric of society so degeneracy can spread all over it, and no actions have ever consequence again, so everyone can just, you know, completely destroy every family value out there. That's gonna be my guess.
we know based on a representative who revealed that this game was largely inspired by the election of Donald Trump. Yes, the 2016
Who could have seen that coming?
American presidential election was the inspiration for this game.
Hey, say what you will, Trump is an inspiration to all.
These people got so mad about Trump getting elected that they made this game based off of it. Basically, this is their coping mechanism. Okay? This game was literally born.
Imagine being so rich that you can fund a game like this just as a coping mechanism, by the way.
Of Trump derangement.
Some people can't afford food. These people are affording to make a whole goddamn game just to cope.
Syndrome. Let that sink in and look at the effects on art when basically that is the primary motivation you're working on a game. It turns out to be a pretty bad product. Now, let's go to the 20th. This is the official release date of Dustborn. So you can see the official launch trailer was released on YouTube.
Spot the gay dude. I mean, did you spot it? I see 3, 1, 2, 3.
YouTube with 77,000 views. That's pretty solid, but you'll notice it only has 500 likes. That is a very disproportionately low amount of likes for that many views. And it's because people are clowning on this game. These are just the first comments that show up. I'm not cherry picking. These are just the first ones. So let's read a few of them. My pronoun.
Oh, I remember reading this comment. I'm getting my wife's boyfriend bought me this game vibes.
Pronouns are bankrupt/loss. I'm getting my wife's boyfriend bought me this game vibes.
Love it.
Damn, even Suicide Squad had more players. More comments on here than players on Steam. All this swearing in the trailer, it's like a middle school kid trying to prove they're tough. And they weren't kidding with this section right here about more comments on here than players on Steam, because here's the official results.
I mean, what do you expect? The most crazy part by the degenerate, completely mind-altered, lost cause of the left is the fact that they support this, but only through words and maybe tweeting something on Twitter time to time. But they will never buy it. And some people are like, let's tap into the crazy Asylum Market. Yeah, let's do that. Sounds like a great idea. And then they do, and this is the result. And you know, in their own circles, this was touted as probably the next big hit. You know that they're in their own damn circles, this was like, oh my god, it's going to be the best game ever, everyone's going to play it. They legitimately probably thought this is going to be played by tens of millions. The absolute, complete, crazy dissonance from reality.
Yeah, it peaked out at 76 players. They could barely fill a corner of a cafeteria with that peak number of players. It's absolutely insane. This was a horrible flop, total waste of time. And also,
Now, I would say this was a perfect flop. I wouldn't call this a horrible flop at all.
there are some scenes of this game that are going viral on Twitter because of how just outrageous they are. So this is like a 9-second clip. I just want you guys to watch a small sample of what you can see in Dustborn.
Fella you're with, a black kid, dresses like a writer. Does he know anything?
Trigger. Yes.
You are racist.
Damn! Whoa! Man, don't give them the badge of honor and call them that already, sweet cheeks. Damn!
Like the second or third time I've said this week. We are living in a South Park parody. In fact, I think reality is starting to get even more ridiculous than the South Park parodies because
that's the thing. Reality is always more wild than fiction.
This whole triggered function is literally what they had in South Park: The Fractured But Whole with the microaggression function. Like, it's literally a joke. Like, I can't think of anything that really captures the modern Western gaming industry than this right here. This is the consequences of allowing studios like this to create games unquestioned for.
Why? They're just gonna go bankrupt, and that's it. I love studios going bankrupt. If you make this, just go bankrupt. I love them making games like this. I personally adore this. 1, it's hilarious. 2, it's gonna be a disaster. 3, no one cares at the end of the day. We're just gonna have a laugh for a second, and there you go. It is what it is.
For so long, and the fact that games.
And considering how bad these people are with dealing with, not getting their way, you can bet your bottom biscuit some of them have done the permanent checkout already after the horrible disaster this game is. And I support that.
Journalists and those like them have been promoting this stuff. It's an absolute joke. This took years to produce, and this is the outcome. And it's really, really embarrassing and rightfully getting dunked on across social media because of how just outlandish this whole thing is. And on top of that, some people are playing and giving reviews, and hats off to Savvy here, who really
this is the most but he's gonna probably read it.
Really went through the grinder to give a fair review of this game. She played for 7 hours. She dedicated 7 hours and probably years of her sanity to give a review, and she...
No, he's not gonna read it. This was the most painful thing I ever suffered through, but I gave it a fair shot in 7 hours of my time. Real tax dollars funded this. Tax dollars funded this. Oh boy. And I feel like every person should they be able to sue the government for it. The target audience didn't show up, but I did gamers. Going live, okay, that's just the stream thing, okay.
Points out here, I mean, obviously she says it's garbage, it's a bad game, but she also points out that real tax dollars funded this game, and I feel like every person should be able to sue the government for it.
By the way, the government spends your money on useless, vile shit that doesn't make sense and doesn't matter constantly. So getting mad about the fact that if this was actually sponsored by the government, by your tax dollars, it doesn't matter. Trust me, they would. It's better, honestly, they sponsored this than some kind of African school for feminism.
And she's not lying. Like many other DEI initiatives and woke games, this was funded by the government. They got 150,000 euros for this game. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine your tax dollars going...
Dude, the UE grants are insane.
...to this nonsense. I would be livid if I found out that that's where my tax dollars are going. That's what's happening in many different countries with these studios that are using these DEI initiatives and getting government funding as a result. But on top of that, I just want to pause and read the reviews on Steam. There's a dichotomy here that is hilarious. On the one hand, you have the most positive review, which is also rated the most funny review, and then a recent post. Okay, let's do the positive one. It says, I like the story and the comic book art style. I really wish these types of games would let you reload and try different dialogue options. Every type of Western adventure game I played only has one save file, and it's really difficult to go back to certain points and make a different choice. Japanese visual novels had this figured out 20 years ago. Why is this so difficult to implement? Now let's read the most recent review. This game completely changed my life. After only 10 minutes of playing, I started to question not only my own gender, but also developed a taste for pudgy women with blue dyed hair. I quit my job and now spend all day doing nothing but playing Dustborn, watching The Acolyte, and waiting for the communist revolution. Also gave me
Damn right, I also watched The Acolyte. It was horrible, don't.
monkeypox. 10 out of 10, would buy again. Phenomenal. That was some poetry right there. But you get the point. A lot of people are clowning on this game. But you know who's not clowning on this game? IGN, who, like I said earlier in the video...
Of course IGN's not gonna clown on this video. It's IGN. It's a lost cause. Anyway, this was Kuzer Sitsen. Bye-bye. That was Rev Shit Desu. Bye.